Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And super stoked to talk to Marc from O.A.R. about an incredible event. Not just an awesome concert, but an incredible event coming up with O.A.R. here in Chicago, November 9th at the Salt Shed. It's a Weish Fest, and we'll talk about that in a couple seconds. But welcome in, Marc. I'm really honored to talk to you today.
Oh, man, Brian, thanks so much, dude. I really appreciate y'all having me on. Thank you.
We have a little bit of history that you may not remember going back. I think it was about 8 years ago. I brought you guys on at an event, and it was an outdoor event, and it was really, I'm sure, you get in these outdoor festival type settings in a big field. Sometimes the volume coming from different places. It was, obviously saying a loud event is obvious with a packed house for O.A.R. But I brought you guys on stage. It was kind of chaotic is the word I want to use. There was some interesting things going on the stage. And I got up there and grabbed the microphone, and I just kind of did what I do, and I yelled very loud, got the crowd's attention, and he goes, "Let's get it up. It's O.A.R. Let's go." And as I walked past you off the stage, before you're focused on doing an O.A.R. show, but you looked at me and you went, "Man, you have a fantastic voice."
Yeah, I love it. I'm such a nerd. I love it, man. I love radio. I love music. I love the recorded voice, all that stuff. So that doesn't surprise me at all, because I'm certain I was sitting there going, "Oh, he's got good timbre. That's good timbre right there." That's good timbre right there.
You saying that to me as a singer, you saying that to me stayed with me. It still stays with me to this day, but it stayed with me that whole weekend. I was like, man, you know who said I had a good voice? You know that? I was telling everybody.
I'm telling you, man, it is something. I don't know what it is, but as I'm going along in this thing and as I'm cruising through like this, music thing and all that, my appreciation for certain aspects of it has just grown and grown and grown. And one of which being, the voice. My father-in-law is a radio broadcaster, a television broadcaster, and as the years go on, I watch him take care of it. And it's like, yeah, that stuff matters. And you remember just as well as I did, the first, 5-10 years you did this thing, your goal was to damage your voice as much as humanly possible. And now it's like, I got to keep it alive.
That definitely pulls behind the curtain a little bit on how that'll happen. So I'm glad I brought it up. That's awesome, yeah. Marc. I appreciate it.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. Thanks for reminding me.
And you guys always bring it. It's such an awesome tract of what O.A.R. has done over the last 20 years. I always like to say when I talk about you guys as they did it themselves, which is obviously most bands have this story of starting small and getting it, or sometimes a break happens that's unusual of a timing thing with the song itself that connects with people. And you guys did that too, but you guys really did it on your own, kind of that grassroots deal, and became such a massive, super ultra passionate fan base. And I say that not in a psychotic way, your fan base, but I'm just saying they're there.
Like the sports team, we feel like we've always felt, and even in sports when we were younger, it was always the same thing. Not the underdog mentality was our catalyst. We're like, hey guys, we're gonna, even if we're not the underdog at times, we're just gonna pretend we are, because it gives us some sort of drive. So we've always had that in us, right? It's like build this thing, have some success mainstream, and then you're back on the road building. And that is just the motto. Look, we saw it with Grateful Dead, Dave Matthews Band. We were watching everybody come up, and we said, okay, that's what we want to do. We want to tape the shows. We want to grow the audience. We want to travel and be road dogs. And that's what we went after. So I really do appreciate it, because, it's like, I think this business, you get to, a few years in, and then they're ready for the next act, which is totally just like sports. But then, hey, are you going to grind or not? And then we just went ahead and did it, and it worked out great. We love it. We're so thankful to even be playing songs at anywhere.
It was very, very Michael Jordan of you guys too, to actually create scenarios to be the underdog to end up winning, which was what he did all the time.
Oh, 100%. You know what I'm saying? And even when people wanted to help us and things, we would be like, nah, no one's trying to help us. Don't help us, because then we'll feel like we've been helped.
Well, listen, we obviously the tie-in with Chicago with this, with the Weish Fest coming up Saturday, November 9th at the Salt Shed with O.A.R. and Mike Posner and Will Dorado and Hans Williams. kind of tell us a little bit about the festival, how it started, because as a Chicago base and starting this festival that means so much to people and creates a lot of help for people.
Yes, and listen, sadly, so many families, and I'm sure yours, mine, and we've all experienced sort of cancer either directly or indirectly, but it is a lasting crater in your life that you need help from. So when Andrew contracted and was sadly passed from colorectal cancer at age 21, he really asked his family to help people. He wanted to, I think, carry on a legacy of helping people cope and families get through. And they've since taken this event and all the surrounding work and effort, obviously, that it entails, to raise incredible amounts of money to go towards families that need assistance in various ways. I mean, you know it just as well as I do. Cancer is a family, disease. Everyone is part of the ups, the downs, the sideways, and everything. So these folks, just like us, we based everything on family soul day. And it's an easy thing to align with and an easy thing to support because it's so close to home. And I think they do an amazing job. And
That's okay.
To be a Salt Shed it's developing into this sort of party where they're now, and they always were, but now certainly celebrating the legacy and also probably setting the table for other people to attack this problem with a little more gusto and maybe a whole lot more hope. So they do a great job. We're happy to be part of it.
Yeah, and Andrew was a kid that was from the south side of Chicago, went to Brother Rice, was a great athlete. What was the connection to the band with you and Andrew?
I think, and I'm not sure I know the family has always insisted and been so sweet about saying, your involvement in our fest is close to home. Mm. I don't know how close. I know that they're incredibly nice to us. We feel so close to them and the Barstool folks who absolutely support this event so much, and they've been so helpful in spreading the word. And I wonder what the genesis of it was, but I honestly feel that we were making songs about our crew of friends and backyards, driveways, and houses and that sort of lifestyle that is based on your friends and your brothers and sisters. And I think that they probably related to that, just like a lot of other folks did, because we were writing it and putting it out at the same time they were living it, and we were too. So I am certain that we probably crossed paths of me telling a story and them relating to it, and then we got together very early on in Wishfest to make sure that we could help. But I don't know where the genesis of it was. I wonder, though, and I'm going to ask.
This started about 10 years ago, and great places that we all know in like Crestwood, Illinois, and it went to Bourbon Street, 115 Bourbon Street. And like you just mentioned, how the Salt Shed has become an iconic Chicago venue in a very, very short period of time. And I don't think you've played there yet. Is that right?
We haven't, man, but I'm watching. I mean, I just saw, I want to say, was it Mount Joy who went through there and just did a live record from there?
Yep.
A lot of people, and I'm getting texts, from my buddies who are saying, oh, yeah, this is good. We want to go see you guys there, because I think it's a perfect size for our band, and I'm really excited to get in there. Because, look, Chicago's been part of our story since day one in so many ways, and we've had Chicago proper show and history. We've had the Highland Park history and shows and things. And I think this one, however, really is the type of spot we need to be in to kind of get our party going.
You're 100% right. I can't wait to see your face when you go in there and play at the Salt Shed O.A.R. And since you brought up Chicago, is there any funny or super memorable memory, something unique about Chicago? Because as you said, coming from the Midwest, when you guys were at Ohio State and kind of grew from there, is there anything that stands out of a memory from Chicago, either good or crazy or hilarious?
Yeah, I'll never forget it. The first time, there's so many, but the first time we basically came to Chicago from Ohio, we've been down there going to school and starting the group, and we had 3 nights sold out at the House of Blues. And we stayed at the hotel that's connected to the House of Blues. Yeah. We had no clue what it was like to be successful. And we essentially spent every penny that we made in those 3 sold-out nights at Chicago House of Blues at the hotel right next door. Everybody got a room. The managers were there. We're buying rooms. We had no clue. And at the end of the whole thing, when our manager got that bill, we had a big meeting. Big meeting. We were like, guys, do you want to be this or do you want to be this? And I swear to you, because of that debaucherous fun, we learned very quickly that you pay for everything. Everything you pay for. We would go into the dressing room and we would think this was all just food and drinks and fun stuff. Just someone gave it to us. No. This is all coming off the top. You know?
Is it safe to say you guys? Oh, go ahead. Is it safe to say you lost money on that 3 sold-out nights at the House of Blues?
No question. No question. We lost years of our life. We lost money. We lost everything, man. And it was awesome.
Oh, it's great. Oh, Mark, it's been a joy to talk to you, and I can't wait to see you Saturday, November 9th at the Salt Shed, O.A.R. It's going to be a blast, and it's all for an amazing cause. So thank you, Mark, for talking to us today.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. That was a whole lot of fun, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. We'll see you at the show. Thanks, Mark.
All right. Peace.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.